Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Devin Hour. I'm your host, Devin. Today, we are going to be starting off our new series, Music Mondays. If you are still questioning why I'm not doing RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, it's because the shit is trash. Me and Macy explained it. Go check out the last episode for that information. Brielle, me and Macy are over it, and that's just that.
Well, for those listening and watching the Devin Hour that don't know my face, my name is Brielle. I was on the very first season of the Devin Hour. I was the first co-host.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, you were.
I went to retirement for a little bit, but I'm coming back out.
Yes, Brielle, my special guest Brielle is here. Brielle was here during the first, I would say first couple of seasons, like that first year or two of the Devin Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're an OG.
Yeah.
So the reason why I summoned Brielle here, because number one, me and Brielle has very similar music tastes. It's very rare we disagree.
Me and Devin are like here.
Music soulmates, I like to say. Because it's very rarely that we just disagree on any. Honestly, I don't think we even ever disagreed on any artist, to be honest with you.
No, we haven't. I don't think so.
Exactly. So I consider Brielle my music soulmate. And to start off Music Mondays, I really wanted to start off with something meaningful, something special. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the VMAs. We're going to get that out the way first. Ooh. But the main crux of this episode is going to be us discussing the top 5 albums that changed our lives. Yeah. Brielle says she had a hard time figuring out what 5 albums. I understand.
I I have my general that I stick to, but I don't know. We'll talk.
We'll get into it. We're going to get into it. But first, just to pick your brain a little bit, how has this quarantine been for you? I know how it's been, but tell the world how it's been for you, Miss Mom. Don't give details, but just give like a overview.
This year, it's been more about me doing what I want to do and what makes me happy.
Right.
And having fun, being young,
And that's that.
And being in your 20s, I don't know. I stay low key, I don't post on social media that much, but I don't know.
And that's that.
I'm living,
yeah. Period. So let's start off with VMAs. There's a lot. I noticed that there has been a lot of controversy behind the VMAs this year because they just don't know what they're doing. It's just, I think that's what it just boils down to.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
They don't.
They're nominating the wrong people.
I don't know who handed out these nominees, but they can take them right back.
Yeah, it's really not it. So I saw all the VMAs discourse on my Twitter feed, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just ignore it because I know it's some bullshit. But then after I did a little bit of research early on, I was like, oh my goodness, the videos that they chose, I'm just like, what? But then also the Video Music Awards, I don't really feel like that needs to be a thing in 2020. And I say that because I really don't think people care about that. Us growing up, we witnessed music videos premiering. We sat there.
I have a deep appreciation for music videos and the visual.
Yep. I remember waiting all day to come home from school, turning on 106 in Park and watching one of our fave Black creatives premiere their music video for the first time, or watching MTV.
I like a visual. I need production, sound, light, actors, dialogue. Give it to me. Come on.
And I haven't really had the chance to watch a lot of music videos this year because we just been simply streaming music. But I've watched a couple, and I think that they were pretty amazing. And the ones that I have watched were not nominated. And I would say first off, for Chloe and Halle's Do It video, right?
That deserved much more. I
For
like
that,
it.
because so the leading art. First off, let me wind it back. The leading artists for video music, what for the music awards are Lady Gaga and Ariana. Which
Okay, I'm okay with that. I love that.
I love it, but
But
for Gaga, I'm like, why are you having the most nominations? Because, like,
I think it's because, Lady Gaga is, she's not an old pop star, but she's just like, she's been here for like a while throughout the last decade or so with, she started out with Poker Face, I guess, and she's done this thing with the Oscars, and, she's good in with like Grammy committees and stuff like that. So of course they're saying, oh, Lady Gaga, after all she's done, she's releasing a pop album. They want to give that the hype, but at the same time, I don't know if it gave me what I need. I mean, I listen to it because I don't really, but
it's
I love Ariana. I love Rain on Me. The video was good. For what it was, I can truly say the video was great.
Right. I feel like the music video for Rain on Me was good, but I feel like it was still missing that epicness that I really wanted from it. Like,
you know why? Because wasn't it like, were they like actually like?
Yeah, I feel like this was filmed before quarantine, so that's why I was like, I wanted this to kind of give me what like No Tears Left to Cry gave me, because I feel like that song would have gave me that type of energy.
Well, like Ariana is like a whole different being in herself, so it wasn't just Ariana. The Ariana that we did get and Rain on Me, I loved, I live for. But I think it's the Lady Gaga aspect. We were just like a little bit like, okay, girl, like,
right.
At least that was it for me. Like,
and I live and I live for Gaga. But I don't feel like this era gave me the music videos that we know that we could get from Gaga. Like,
yes.
Rain on Me.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Rain on Me and Stupid Love, they have nothing on the visuals from Born This Way album, from the Fame Monster album, even from Art Pop.
No, but like, honestly, I think of Lady Gaga as like, she's not like an old pop star. I don't think of her as like any, like, she doesn't have any like legendary stat, in my opinion. Not so, but as time goes by, maybe so. I agree. I believe so. Like, she has that potential to build that type of legacy for herself.
Oh, definitely. Gaga's going down as a
she
legend.
has the bops and she has the credentials. I'm not saying that she does not, but as time goes by, definitely she'll probably be looked at as one of the biggest.
Oh, definitely. Gaga is going to go down as a legend. Just right now, like, for this time, these music videos to be nominated, I'm not a big fan of.
We need,
Yeah.
We need a cultural reset like Poker Face. Like, I don't know.
Or something a little bit more. Just a little bit more than what we got.
Than that too. But I mean, like, I'm talking about like the impact of that song. Me personally, I love it. Yeah. Just Dance, all of that, like.
Right. There was 2 categories that were added that I did appreciate, which was the best quarantine music video, and I think the other one was like best in-home performance, which I do appreciate. But then I'm kind of like, what is VMAs becoming? Because if you look at their nominees in the categories like best new artist, artist of the year, I'm like, this is not the Grammys.
I just feel like they have no variety in the nominees at all. And it's no variety. Like, everyone is nominated for the same shit. And there are so many more music videos put out that other people appreciate other than pop. And like, they don't honor different genres. They only honor the genres that, make it on Z100.
Right. But for a song like Motivation, the music video for Motivation was amazing. The music video for
Motivation deserves so much more. The music video for I was thinking about this, even though Bounce Back came out like a year ago, but Bounce Back deserved so much more credit than what it got. By Little Mix, what are you?
Listen, and then I'm looking at these nominees.
They're not doing it right, and that's just that.
Let's look at this best new artist category, because I'm looking at this shit like, who? First off, Doja Cat. We're gonna pay that. We're gonna pay it. Jack Harlow, Louis Capaldi.
I like Jack Harlow.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know any of his music, but he's cute.
Roddy Ricch, Tate McRae, and Youngblood. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And I'm trying to think of it like, are we at the age where we just don't know who's on Billboard anymore? But no, that's not the case. These artists really aren't making no noise because of all this streaming. Because back in the day, my sister was definitely in her 20s the whole entire time, like in the 2000s and early 2010s, and she knew who was on Billboard. She knew who was number one. And
it came out in the magazines. Remember them little teen magazines that we used to get? I used to buy those all the time.
But then you knew what was a hit because you heard it everywhere. Yes. In 2020, the song could go number one, and I never heard it. I think Maroon 5 got a number one this year. I was like, what song did they release that they got a number one?
I feel like everybody has their own music taste that they like, and a lot of people don't listen to the radio anymore. Everybody has an aux cord, which, I mean, that's cool. Like, you have your music that you want to bump, you have your artists that you want to stream, but at the same time, it's not enough radio stations to push out different genres the way that they should be, so that we can play those, you know.
Yeah, the world is changing due to streaming, for real, because now you could kind of like put yourself in your own box of what music you want to listen to, because that's what streaming allows. Back in the day, whatever was on the radio, that was what you heard. Exactly. But even though you still see ads on these streaming websites, like you have the Today's Hits playlist and all that stuff, but it's just crazy to me to know like a song could go number one and I would not have one interaction with it. Like Louis Capaldi's song, Someone You Love, I didn't hear that until months after it went number one.
I heard it before the Brits, but definitely around the time of like the Brits, like February, I think.
Right. It's just so interesting. Jonas Brothers got a nomination.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? Five Songs got a nomination too, and I love that. But you know what? I'm hurt by the VMAs because you know who my fave is.
Yeah.
He's put out 4 videos.
Wait, did he get nominated for any of them?
He got nominated for Adore You, I think for 2, but no main categories. Which is ridiculous to me because his views were fucking... I'm sorry, can I curse?
Yes.
His views were fucking insane. Like, they just were. And his message...
Wait, Watermelon Sugar didn't get nominated?
Watermelon Sugar... Okay, Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles did not get nominated. Adore You, a movie narrated by Rosalia, did not get nominated.
What?
Lights Up didn't get nominated. Or Fallen, in which he drowned in the music video. If you didn't know,
you would think Watermelon Sugar would have got nominated.
Album December 13th, 2019, and he got nothing. If you go and you look, I mean, like, I'm like a Harry Styles stan. If you look on Twitter, everyone is talking about how the VMAs snubbed Harry like they did. It's ridiculous.
Oh, no. Yeah, this whole entire... I'm looking at the...
What
the fuck? Coldplay got nominated for something.
So I really don't have a desire to watch the VMAs. I mean, I'm here for Ariana because I love Ariana. But
Chloe and Halle got one nomination, I think. Yeah, I think they just got one.
The lack of color and the lack of my other fave is just like, keep it. I don't want it. Like,
I feel like MTV needs to go back to what it's about.
I hate the Grammys a committee too. Whoever is in charge.
I feel like MTV needs to go back to what their roots are, which is actual music video. I'm tired of watching the reality shows. Screaming. I'm tired. I'm tired of the reality shows. I'm tired of all that shit. Just give us the music videos and give us the unplugs, because I want the unplugs back. And that's it. That's how I feel about the VMAs and MTV, do better. There's no reason why Dua Lipa didn't get Video of the Year, and she gave you 3 back-to-back.
She should have got something.
She gave us 3 back-to-back perfect music videos before the album even came out, and then gave us another good music video when the album came out.
Like an R&B music video section.
There is one. Let me see. I just had it right here, and that's where Chloe and Halle was nominated in.
Well, my favorite, Queen Naja, dropped 2 music videos this year, and they didn't get nominated either. And her music videos were lit. Bomb. She dropped one just now, Backlight. And it's trending number 2 on YouTube right now.
Okay, so these are the music videos, and I don't know how I feel about this. We have Alicia Keys' Underdog. Did you hear Alicia Keys'? I didn't know she dropped a single.
I'm tired. Like,
even though I don't care for this individual, I will say Summer Walker should have got a nomination for something.
She should have got something. I don't like her either, but she should have got something.
She should have got something.
Won something.
Stretch You Out was a great music video.
Great.
So that's
all music videos were great.
Who else dropped the arm? Tinashe. Wait, Tinashe didn't get nominated. And Save Room for Us, when she did it in the warehouse.
You see how these artists don't get at least the artists that put in a lot of work and actually, they don't just
Ari Lennox
to the hip hop community, like they don't just like get in cars and get some guns and have a videographer. They have money, like they put money and work and hard work and rehearsals into their music videos to perform. Like performers, they don't get enough credit. Like they just don't.
Tinashe was really, and she went viral.
People that play instrumentation, production, like does not get enough credit.
How did Die a Little Bit not get nominated? How did Die a Little Bit not get? She gave us choreography, cinematography. How do you nominate Alicia Keys?
I like
for
things
Underdog?
That are delicious to the eye. It's nothing like watching a video and like the lights and all the lights and the colors in the video. The contrast are just perfect, and just the quality is just. I didn't
even think about Tinashe. Like that was in the back of my head, and then. Because I don't know why it was in the back of my head. I streamed the whole entire album 500 times. I stan her. Also, now I'm thinking about it. Ari Lennox didn't get anything either.
Don't get me started on Ari Lennox because I'll start crying. Like, I love Ari Lennox, and she literally got zilch for Sugar,
Shea Butter Baby.
Butter Baby. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Shea Butter Baby. She literally got nothing. Like, and I streamed that album, like, that's like one of the albums, like, I streamed that album, like,
but Break Me Off should have got a nomination. Wait, Victoria Monet? She didn't get shit either.
Well, she didn't drop her album yet, but she dropped some singles and some videos. She dropped some, wait a minute, I'm about to get mad. Victoria Monet dropped some videos.
Moment
was beautiful.
And just the consistency and aesthetic, like the 70s, just sparkly disco type, like
everything. Her rollout. I was talking about this with my mom. Victoria Monet's R&B album rollout that will be coming out next week, Friday, is beautiful. It was beautiful and amazing. The way when you call me, you hear her ringtone that like beautiful.
Damn, she didn't get anything.
The visuals, the music, how she kept her fans involved for her birthday. She had a Zoom call where you could join the Zoom and celebrate her birthday with her. Like, I stand.
Damn.
Her rollout and promo. I mean, no, of course nobody pays attention because you know how everyone is. Like, it's all rap this, rap that, and whatever whatever you're into. But like, give credit when it's due.
Yeah, I'ma just need MTV just to quit, and that's just
MTV
that.
needs to get it together, or we just need to start honoring these people on our own and by ourselves, and that's just that. Like,
Yep.
and that's why I do like honor the people that I listen to the way that I do.
Yeah, Justin Bieber even got nominated for Yummy, and I was like,
No comment.
anyways, so yeah, that's the VMAs, that's the MTV. Do better, and just I
Treat
guess,
Harry better, bro.
or just honestly, if you're not going to do it right, give it to a channel that will, and that's how I feel about that.
Or hire people that will.
So now let's get into the meat of this episode. The reason why I summoned you here. So for Music Mondays, like I said in the beginning, I wanted to do something very special, something meaningful for the first episode of this new series. And I really wanted to discuss the albums that changed our lives. So, number one for me, I wrote this down.
Wait, I didn't write anything down. Okay.
So, number one for me
I know it's like.
is Ellie Goulding. And it's her album Halcyon. Halcyon.
Let me look this up.
The album.
Yeah, that's it.
So Halcyon is Ellie Goulding's second album. It was released in 2012. Certain singles that you might know from it is Anything Could Happen.
Oh my gosh.
And
I was in love with this.
Yes. Explosions was on there. And then she even re-released it, and Burn was on there, one of her biggest hits. And Halcyon, the standard version, really spoke to me in so many ways because it was like because this was when she broke up with Skrillex. This is when she broke up with Skrillex.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is when she broke up with Skrillex, and she was really like getting that heartbreak off of her chest, and she put it all into this music. And it was some of the best pop music I've ever heard in my life because it was so meaningful. It was majestic in a sense, whimsical, I guess, but like it was still pop and it was still dark. It was kind of like a soundtrack for like Charmed. Like I don't, so it was just so good to me. I don't know. Halcyon really spoke to me, and the fact that it was named Halcyon off of that bird, that aquatic bird, I live for it. And she ended the song called "Dead in the Water," the album with the song called "Dead in the Water." What the consistency, the creativity, the cohesiveness, and motherfucking album. Okay, and it hit me hard at 14, and it still hits me hard at 21.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Well, with me, I didn't really start waking up to. No, I've always loved like music, and I've always loved different artists. I've always loved different genres. So it's very hard for me to pinpoint one complete body of work to, say that it shaped me because I listen to so much music, like, and I've always have and I always will. But from my memory, starting by when I feel like I started coming out of my shell as a person and started really adapting to what I understand is my current labyrinth of music taste.
Period, labyrinth.
Labyrinth. I would say my first album that made me realize that there's so much more to music, and like, I think I'm gonna say, you're gonna hate me for this, bro. Okay, Ed Sheeran.
Was it Plus?
Plus.
Iconic.
Ed Sheeran Plus was like, shit, like, oh my God.
There was a lot of great songs on that first album.
Yes. I just, I don't know, but that's when I really like, I started, that's like, I think that's what got me really into lyricism and like what you say and like, you know, understanding that what you hear and things that you hear, like it's life and that influences you and your energy and just a whole bunch of different things. Like, but yes, I would say Plus by Ed Sheeran. Like,
Mm. That is a good album. I
that's
remember
my
when it
number
came
one.
out. The A Team is still one of his best songs to this
Yeah,
day.
I loved his second album too, but that slapped. But
Oh,
like
Multiply was good.
Multiply was bomb. You hear me? Bomb.
Multiply was good. I think that was the last album I bought from Ed Sheeran was Multiply because I didn't
Yeah.
buy Divide. I
I
didn't
didn't
buy
buy
Divide.
Divide either. I didn't buy that shit. I have the Multiply vinyl.
Yep.
So yeah.
And whatever that little collaboration shit that he's doing, he could keep it because I don't want that either. I don't
No,
want no
it's
parts
not
of that.
old Ed Sheeran. I don't really want it. But yes, Ed Sheeran.
Yes. So the second album for me is okay. So I wrote this down, and then I was like, okay, now I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, no, I need to change it. So the second album is a Mariah Carey album, and it is Butterfly. But I feel like I won't be doing myself a service for an album that shaped me if I didn't give you the right Mariah Carey album. And the right answer to this is her 2009 album called Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. And I'm giving that album credit over, even though Butterfly is my favorite Mariah album, Memoir shaped me because that was the album that made me become a fan of Mariah Carey.
Mm-hmm.
So that album had Obsessed on there, Hate You, Up Out My Face. Like that album was so good. It was produced by The Dream, solely by The Dream.
The Dream. That was a good album.
Which
Ooh.
album?
The one that you just said, the Mariah Carey one.
Yes, it was.
Great
It was an
album.
era. It was an era. Oh, I
Yes,
want
I remember it so clearly. Like, hello, it's Mariah. I don't know.
right.
Like, I don't know. As a black person, as a black young girl, growing up and hearing Mariah on the television, I loved watching her music videos. I love hearing her. Like Mariah, like it's Mariah Carey. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like.
That album shaped me because it really made me become a fan. That was the first album I ever like illegally downloaded for myself off of LimeWire, and and just listening to it, it was just I re-listened to it the other day while I was on my walk, and I was like, "Yo, this album really hits! Like, it still hits to this day, even though it's been like 10 years, but it still slaps." Like that album really made me become a fan because that made me go into her back catalog and look forward to future music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the second album for me, Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel.
All right. My second album would probably have to be. I'm gonna say Four by One Direction. Naturally, you know, I was a big One Direction fan.
I feel like that was their best album.
The production and music inside of Four woke me up to falling in love with instruments, like, and hearing different instruments, like not just like hearing the 808 or like a heartbeat, like even though I love those, like don't get me wrong, but like
they got real like folky on that album.
It's something about someone using their mind to learn how to create a sound that makes you feel like I don't know, it's just something I appreciate it. So I would definitely say Four.
Yes, Four was that was an interesting time for them. If you aren't
familiar with it, revisit it. Go listen to it. People think that like different that music that is different or made differently or sounds different, it's supposed to sound a certain way, or it's supposed to make you feel a certain way, or it's for certain people. Go and check that shit out by yourself and honestly judge it. Like, you know, like just from on your own, like.
Yes. Let me
But
look.
yeah, for
I'm
One Direction.
what
Now,
what singles were on there?
what singles? I think Still My Girl, 18. But you know, the singles are never the best songs on the album. Some bops on there that I recommend to listen to are Stockholm Syndrome,
Do you know that's my
Once in a
favorite One Direction
Lifetime,
song?
Girl Almighty, Fool's Gold.
Yep.
Is Where Do Broken Hearts go on there? Or no, is that on
Yep.
Midnight
Yep.
Memories? Oh, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Yeah.
Yeah, this I think 4 was their best album.
Best.
It
I
was their
mean,
best.
I don't know. Because I can honestly say I was gonna say Up All Night instead of 4 because that woke me up to me realizing how much I love pop music.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, 4 has more. 4 and Midnight Memories have more like a rocky sound. I have an appreciation for alternative music too. Like I
Yeah.
was a huge fan of 1975 around this time, so they definitely impacted my ear. Like, yeah. I've seen them twice in concert.
And 4 was the last album we got with Zayn to really add that soul.
Do you remember the Bleachers?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
album kind of impacted my life too. But yes, Zayn's album, Mind Over Matter, that got me through some stuff too.
Hmm.
His first album, yeah.
Period.
Go on to your third. I'm sorry.
So my third one, I was having a hard time because I was like, I feel like so many albums could really hit me in the middle of the road, like in my life. Because you know, number 3 in the middle of the list, not really like I don't know. Either way, don't know how to describe it. Don't know how I came up with the placements of these damn albums, but it made sense to me. So number 3 is Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion, and one reason why I say Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion
Oh my God.
is because
You're
now
right.
that was the pop album I was looking for to get me back into pop music because I'm a big pop music fan. And prior to that, my last favorite pop album was Femme Fatale, Britney Spears. That was like 2011, and I was really craving for some new music, and these artists wasn't serving it to me. When Carly Rae Jepsen came out with Emotion on the backs of Taylor Swift's 1989. Remember, everybody was giving 1989 the praise for like bringing back the 80s aesthetic and 80s sound. I said 80s. Then when Carly Rae Jepsen came out with Emotion, that's when we got 80s back.
I agree. Because you already know Carly Rae Jepsen's song. What is it? I wanna think about you. Oh, right back. Is that what
Yes.
it is?
No, all that, all that.
All that? That is my jam. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you already know when we were in the dorms, we would blast that. Like,
Yep.
oh my gosh,
That
great.
whole album, really, we would just be.
Yes, like just that song is like one of my favorite songs ever, ever,
Yes. And I just remember when that
ever.
album came out because I was a big fan of her first album, Kiss, which I revisited recently. And that album didn't get enough credit. People gave her that Call Me Maybe uh, stardom, but there was so many other songs on that album that should have got praise, and it did not. And that was way better than Call Me Maybe. But this second album, it really showed me that Carly Rae Jepsen is really that pop girl. She's the main pop girl because she ate that. That whole entire album is just so good, so 80s, so dramatic. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So girly. That's what I love about it. So girly, colorful.
Mm-hmm. I
So
love it. I love. I love. I love. I love.
Emotion really, I think it shaped me because it was like, yes, this is the album for me. This is me being a little queer black boy enjoying some pop music.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my number 3.
Okay, my number 3 is Ariana Grande's live album.
Oh wow, that's fairly recent.
But let me tell you my revelation to this.
Okay.
So, you know, her live album was her doing her whole concert, and of course she has how many albums? Six?
5.
Five. She has five. Well, six is coming, but you know, she has five. So, and I've been following her like her whole career. So, hearing these songs over again, hearing her sing them live over again made me revisit. So, I will say, I think My Everything but the live album, like, I don't know. It's because
You like the live album because it's like a culmination of all of her
everything
music.
about My Everything was like, for me as a young girl listening to My Everything, that was everything that I wanted to hear. Even like with One Direction, that was everything that I wanted to hear in my teen years. Like, I wasn't, you know, and I never was really a hard person. Like, I don't know. I like
Mm-hmm.
soft ballads, melodies. The intro, I've said since I was 16 years old that I was gonna walk to that song down the aisle. I don't know. Intro to My Everything. Harry wrote a song on that album.
Just a little bit of your heart.
Only One is on the album, which I still bump that song. Like, it's embedded in my veins. Like, I don't know. I love that song so much. Like,
My Everything was it
My
really came
Everything.
it really made me stand because I was a big fan of I Love Yours Truly.
I
But
loved Yours
when
Truly.
she came out with My Everything, I was like, oh, it's over for these hoes.
You already know. I love all of that. I listen to it 24/7. So all I
But
listen,
a lot of people would argue that that is her worst album.
and they can fall in a ditch. I They argue. I mean, for me, and I'm not saying that like any of her albums are the worst or any are better than the other, because I literally, Devin, like, you know me, I listen to them on repeat still to this day. Like, that's what I like to listen to. That's what makes me happy. Like, I
Mm.
just can't pick. I have my favorite artist, and Ariana Grande is like,
So my third
oh shit.
is Michael Jackson's Invincible. The fifth one is the album that we both know. So we're going to save that one. But the fourth one is Michael Jackson's Invincible because that was the first CD I ever bought.
Mm.
That was the first album I ever bought. Not my favorite Michael Jackson album, which is Thriller, but Invincible was so good because it was just my introduction to a legend. We were lucky enough to catch the last album Michael dropped. Like that was his last album that had You Rock My World on there. Butterflies is on there. Like we were the last group of living individuals to get like an actual album release from Michael Jackson. So, and for that to be my first album, I won.
So the next album that I'm about to mention
Uh-oh.
is I think this is my number one, like, my forever album, like,
Mm-hmm.
Control.
Ah, that was the album's gonna.
Control.
That was the album's gonna say last.
Really?
Yes.
Well, this is my, like, because I have a blank space after this one. Like, I don't know after this, but
Okay.
this one,
Let's just get down to the
Control.
Okay, so this is my fifth one
Let's
too.
talk
So
about it.
let's just get into Control. Let's just talk about it. That album was really the definition of our college. If you
Literally,
if you could say the soundtrack of college of your college experience, what album would that be? It would be SZA's Control,
I had videos of us blasting Control
front to back.
front to back.
And
Drunk.
what's real crazy about Control is that the album came out while we were on summer break. So that came out in between freshman and sophomore year.
That 2017 summer.
It was good. It was spectacular. For me at least. How was it for you?
You know, I was going through some things.
Yes,
And that
yes.
album did what it had to do when it came to summoning a better perspective of me.
What that album did so good was that it fit for whatever mood that you were
For
in.
me, like, yeah.
If you were down and you were sad, then that album came on. If you felt
Like,
it. If you were happy and that album came on, you felt it. Like it
I've
fits
said
every
this
emotion.
before, and I will literally keep saying it. SZA took my insecurities and turned them into gold. Like, that's an album that I'll listen to. Like, if I'm having a bad day, like, I'll listen to that.
During that summer where we literally was just on like Facebook Messenger blasting Control.
But we were on a lot. We were going through a lot. It was a lot going on.
And sophomore year was not the best year.
And sophomore year was not the best year. There was a lot going on.
It was
And
bad.
that's the type of album that it is. It gets you through a lot going on. Like, when you have a lot going on, just listen to that. As a female, like, I can literally say, like,
Yes.
that's that album, yo.
Yep. Control is really
And
that girl.
anybody else in between being a female or a male, whoever else can identify and relate to that album, like,
I can't even tell you what other albums were released that year because Control took over my life that year.
for me, well, you already know Harry Styles' first solo album was released, and that was gonna be my number 5, but I don't
Oh.
know.
But just to end off Control, perfect album.
Control. Yeah, Control is like that album. Like,
How do you feel like you need a follow up from SZA? I kind of don't. I would like it, but I don't think I need it.
after this amount of time, a follow up of Control. Of Control.
I don't know. I don't think I want it. I don't think I want it. If she would have immediately followed up with an
The
album,
only thing that I wish that we had, but I'll be perfect without, is the other part of Love Galore.
if she would have just dropped the Control Deluxe like we were promised, we would have been chilling right now. But I don't know if I really genuinely don't know if I want an album from SZA anytime soon. She could
She's
pull
dropping soon. She's gonna drop soon.
she could pull a Lauryn Hill for all I care because Control is just that good to me.
I want another one. I'll take another one.
It just all depends on the perspective.
I don't want another Control, but I want more from her.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's because you know how labels work. If one thing works, they want to duplicate it again. Mm-hmm. But I want SZA to do something. If she is going to follow up,
I don't think CDE would do that.
If she's going to follow up with something,
she's gonna rightfully come with what she wants to come with when she's ready, and I'm here for it. Like,
it needs to be different. It needs to be something different sonically.
I follow her fan pages, and I've been seeing word of choreo and videos, and it's coming soon. And
all right, you know how SZA is with coming soon. Now she say that.
Yeah, well, coming soon in the progress. You get it when you'll know when you'll know.
So that's it. This is the first episode of Music Mondays. I'm so excited to start this series, do the series, interview a lot of different artists.
I'll be watching.
Yes, next week
y'all can follow me on Instagram at BreeNickBree.
Period. Next week we will have Tynell on the Devin Hour on his. He's going to record on his birthday, which I feel very special that he chose me. to be an interview for his birthday for his new album that comes out August 9th. So we are going to talk to Tynell next week. We already had him on the Devin Hour, iconic episode. Naya talks about it all the time because Naya was there, and Naya was shooting the shits with Tynell the whole entire time. It was so funny.
Oh my God.
He even yelled at the frats. It was hilarious. He yelled at the frats for yelling. Like it was so funny during the interview. It was crazy. Oh. So go check out my previous interview with Tynell, and then look forward to the new one. We're going to just catch up, talk about his new album, Complicated. And yeah, that's about it. If there's any other artists that you would like me to interview, just let me know. And here we are. Welcome to Music Mondays on the Devin Hour. Woohoo. and then also look out for this Friday where I drop the first episode of the interview series, Devin Hour interviewing the interviewer, and we are going to have Mr. Olivier Ali John from Champions Corner, who is a prior member of WKJ, the station that I was a part of. So he's going to be first. Then we're going to have Miss T the next week. And then we're going to have Rich from Garden State Hip Hop. And then the final one, I'm not saying because it's going to snatch your wig. That's that. So welcome. So welcome to the whole new month of August for the Devin Hour. Boom. Well, right now, bye-bye. Stay woke. And thank you for wasting an hour of your day listening to my bullshit.